Yeah. Fly Eagles flying on the team. Touchdown, touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a Bird Gang Nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall. Season here, really time to do them in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and we in it, man. We in it, man. So listen, I want to talk about Miles Sanders, but before we do, I already see people talking about it in the comments, so we're definitely going to talk about that undisputed clip. If you do not follow me on Twitter, you know what I'm saying, that I did share it. Shout out to my guy Be More Careful. I think, or was it? I believe it was. Anyways, shout out to him for sending me the video. What's good, Michael? What's good? Lindy in the building. What's good, brother? He says, LOL, Shay Sharp called Julio on Undisputed today. Dude said he wants to win. That means no Cowboys. And the way that they titled it was kind of funny because it made it sound like he said, I don't want to go to the Cowboys because I want to win. But obviously, you know, hey, he said he was never thinking of it. It was funny. I don't think it was really ever a palpable, you know, type of deal. Like I never really thought it would happen, but it's funny to hear him kind of poo-poo on the Cowboys. You gotta love it. What's good, Ryan Rowe? What's good, Taylor? He says Undisputed was wild as hell today. It sure was. It sure was. I believe you mean he will be a Pro Bowler again. Big facts. What's good, Papa Sora? Your mama's boyfriend. Yo, what's good? What's good, Carlos? What up, Jack Talk? What's good, Nina? Undisputed was gone really wow about Julio Jones going to Cowboys. Yeah, I know Skip probably wanted to cry on live television, so that was always nice. That's always nice to see. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, I don't think that it was really something that was going to happen. Wasn't something they really needed. But he did say he's going to be out of Atlanta, so it's going to be interesting to see where he ends up. I mean, they're talking to him like he has much say. At the end of the day, he's getting traded, so it's not like he's going to really be able to pick where he goes. Oops, I don't know what that is, but what's good? What's good? What is that? Oh, that's dope. That's like little. I wish that it showed the little emojis on here. Funny how they bagging on Shannon. Don't think Julio cares. Yeah, and I don't think he cares. I was kind of surprised that he called him on live air. Like that's a little bit crazy. Bet you Skip was pissed about the Lakers. He probably was. He was pissed about everything. Shay gave Skip the business about his foot is wet in the bed. Luca, hey, it's a fun playoff so far. Skip said they would trade Gallup for Julio. I mean, I could see that. I think both teams would win in that situation. Yeah, shout out to Be More Careful for sending it to me, man. Yeah, Dallas fans is sick right now. I heard that the Falcons are willing to trade Julio for a second, so we could probably give up one of our first for him and someone. I mean, I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. Would you give up the closest to a first I might give up is like the Colts pick because it might not even be a first. So if it becomes a second, then it's their problem. But like that's even a stretch to me. Like we have to get younger. I don't know. Like we are doing a lot of things that it seems like we want to compete right now, which is great. That's beautiful. But I don't know. There's just too many questions to go ahead and give up draft capital like that. So we'll see, man. We'll see. What's good, Lakers baby BC fan? What's good? I could see Julio going to the Patriots. I could see that. I've been seeing a lot of connection there. I know he's working out with Derrick Henry, apparently. So he's working out with Derrick Henry. So maybe he ends up with the Titans. That would be a kind of a scary fit if we're being honest. Like that would kind of be a little nerve-wracking. How no, we wouldn't benefit from trading for Julio. That's how I feel. I mean, like if you really think that your window is right now as a Cowboys, organization, maybe you do it and you just think that, that's an upgrade at that position. I don't know. It depends on what it is. It depends on really what the capital is going to be to get somebody like Julio. We already have Cooper, Gallup, and Lamb. That's the thing. I don't think it's like necessary for you guys, but I mean the Cowboys are no strangers to trying to pick up big names. So I wouldn't be surprised. I know that Atlanta's talking about they want a first round pick, but that man is not worth, in my opinion, at least not a top 10, top 15 first round pick. Julio too old to be giving up. Exactly. I'm not giving up no first round pick for Julio. I say we keep our picks and run with these young guys. We might as well. We might as well. We got to see what we have. Because who knows? We might keep on, who does this push down? Does it push down Travis Fulgham? That's probably the most likely guy. Because Julio brings that size that Travis Fulgham does. But what if we have something in Travis Fulgham? We're just going to keep on pushing him down the roster. What's good, Adi B? Said, what's good, Joe? Got my vaccine today, yesterday, and my arm hurts like a mug. Damn, I hope you feel better, bro. I've heard, up and down stuff about it. Some people are fine, some people aren't. Nina says, my Cowboy friend said, oh, we didn't want him anyways, but before his interview, he was all for it. I'm crying. That sounds like a Cowboys fan. That definitely sounds like a Cowboys fan. We'll see, man. We'll definitely see. Dude said he heard they wanted a second, but instantly jumped to a give a first. Not for off, not yeah. And even when Julio is a dog, don't get me wrong, but the production is kind of, he gives you yards. He doesn't give you touchdowns. I like Julio, but not at this age, man. I'm not going to sit here and act like he's a terrible wide receiver. I just don't see why we have to give up those assets for him. We got to go wide receiver. Let's try and build. Lindy says we're not in win mode. We're not in win mode. I can't talk. We're not in win now mode exactly. While Julio is great, he's 32, coming off bad hamstrings. No thanks. Exactly. I'm good on him. Hope he goes to the Titans because Colts won't be able to stop him. AJ Brown, 2 losses for the Colts, which means higher pick for us. Yeah. Unless they mess around and bench Carson Wentz or something, or he gets hurt or something, God forbid. I suggest to keep our pick and then we see how we can do in the next year and after that. Yeah, we have a lot of draft assets. We can fix some glaring holes. I feel like the cornerback position has been a glaring hole for so long. We have 3 first round picks next year. We can get one of the top 2. There's 3 or 4 that might go in the first round, but there's 2 that are definite first round talent. So we'll see what happens. We don't need Julio. He's like 33. Yeah, we don't really. He's still a great player and everything, but yeah, I just don't see the need right now. Miles gonna have a big year. That's what I want to know, guys. I feel like Miles Sanders is gonna go off this year. I feel like he's finally gonna get those touches. Like if you look at Jonathan Taylor, I think Jonathan Taylor's good, but I don't think he's no Miles Sanders. If you look at even last year he had less touches, like less rushes, and he had more rushing yards. Like he had more rushing yards per game. Like he balled out low key on his touches last year. And I feel like and last year he wasn't a receiving back like he was in his rookie year. And it's due to lack of touches again, but he did his catch rate was something around like 50%, but his first year it was somewhere around like 75, something like that. Don't quote me on the exact numbers, but like Miles, man, I don't know. Miles isn't a sleeper in my opinion because he should go off. It's kind of like when we were waiting for Zach Ertz to, finally take that big step. I think this is the year that he does it, man. I really do. Shout out to everybody in here. We got 20 people in here. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe if you are new, and hit that little notification bell. So, you know what I'm saying? You come in here and we chill. I'd rather keep Grimes over Julio. We'll see what Grimes is. I like Grimes. I definitely like Grimes. Plus, he started to get more injured. Yeah, and at this age, it's like, what do we have him for? Maybe 2 years if we're diligent with him. Like, we're not going to have him for 3 or 4 years. He's not going to be here for a rebuild. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't really make sense, in my opinion, to give up assets for him. Shout out to JD Sports Talk Show. What's good? What's going on? Said I watched quite a bit of film on Fulgham. There were so many missed throws on Wentz's part, or because of O-line protection. Yeah, Fulgham was good last year. There's no denying that. I don't really know what got him off the field. I think we had Brandon Lee Godwin on here, and he was the one that said there was issues like as far as work ethic with him, which is something you never want to hear. But we'll see. You know, new system, new coaches. Maybe that gives them a little bit of hunger, which I don't know why you need hunger when you're in the NFL. That should be enough hunger for you. You know, prove people wrong every day. And I think he was undrafted. I could be wrong about that. But either way, be real. He's gonna go for 2/3. Age and contracts are negative. Exactly. And that contract is pretty absorbent. I did read somewhere. I want to say it was Bleeding Green Nation. I'm not 100%. But there was a article saying that we could restructure Fletcher Cox. I think he's like at $15 million for a base salary, and they could turn that into a signing bonus, and it would kind of be like a fair swap. That's just too much at this point. Like I think it was Lindy that said it. We're not in a win now mode. I think that we have to look at the future and be smart. If we get him for cheap though, man, hey, if they cut him and you could get him for a cheap contract because he thinks we can do something, then hey, maybe we got that. Because Alshon wasn't young. I mean, he wasn't, 32, but he wasn't young. He saw something in our team and came over. So maybe that happens. If we were, I can't talk. If we were willing to trade for a top 10 wide receiver, who would you want? I mean, is it like anybody? Because I'll take Tyreek, I'll take Devontae Adams, I mean, there's realistically, like, who would I think we would go for? There's really nobody that I think we would go for. I don't think there's anybody that makes sense. Like, I just don't want to give up draft assets, and I don't want to give up the money. I think that we're like maybe a year away, but I definitely don't think it's this year. Maybe they surprise me, and I would be happy if they did. But Papasaurus says Miles is going to pop off this year. I agree. I definitely agree. So let me know what y'all think, because I want to know, like, y'all way too early stat predictions for Miles Sanders. Is this the year that he finally breaks 1,000? Because I think this is easily the year that Miles is going to pop 1,000. So we'll see. Y'all let me know. Oh, I'm mad behind in comments, y'all. Shout out to everybody in here, though. We got 25 people in here. Be sure to hit that like, hit that little notification bell. You know what I'm saying? Help me out here. Looking at how they have been building the roster, I don't agree that we're not in win now mode. So that's a question within itself. It's like, because I did do a video where I was like, does this kind of remind you of 2016 where they were trying to, and I know I said some players that we got in 2017, but the concept remains the same. Is like, are we retooling to kind of really make a run? I know that we all keep saying that this division is weak, borderline trash. This division is not that strong. So it's like, do you feel like you can get out of the division, win the division, and then you're just kind of making a team that can make a run in the playoffs? Because at the end of the day, the NFL it's especially in the playoffs, it's one game any given Sunday. Obviously, if you have a great team, you have a great team, but we've seen some shocks. So maybe they do think that this is a team that can really do something. Maybe they really are that confident. But I don't know. I kind of feel like it's a lot of lip service. What's good, Mike? He said I was dead when he picked up the phone. Bro, that was one day, me and you gonna have that pull. One day we're gonna be calling, Terrell Owens or whatever. I don't know why I said Terrell Owens, but one day we're gonna be calling, Devontae Smith or something like that and be asking him questions in the middle of our live airing. That was crazy. That's how you know you got pulled. That's how you know you got respect. Sanders better than Jonathan Taylor? I think so. I definitely think so. I mean, maybe I'm being a homer here, but I mean, especially if you compare their rookie years, obviously Jonathan Taylor got way more. I don't want to say way more, but he got more carries. Wasn't much. He caught everything that came to him. I think he had like 37 targets, and I think I don't even know if they were drops, but he didn't catch 33 of them, something like that. It was like 90+% catch percentage. But I think that Miles Sanders in that offense would have went crazy. Like, Miles Sanders has had to deal with a system, and not only a system, a franchise that historically does not like to run the ball. So, I mean, I think that if we change that in any way, if he's getting 18 plus carries, which, Jonathan Taylor was, if he's getting 18 plus carries a game, I think he's going to go nuts. Realistically, I think he's going to go crazy. After Miles Sanders, who should be our two other backs? Should we keep? I I'm leaning towards Kerryon Johnson because I mean we know he has talent. He just got to stay healthy. So I'm leaning towards Kerryon Johnson. He's basically at the very worst. I feel like he's an upgrade to Corey Clement. He can catch the ball. He's kind of a big body guy, kind of a bruiser in a sense. And then the third guy, you know, I don't know. I love Boston Scott. Would love to see him on this team still. Um, Kenneth Gainwell looks like somebody that can really play. I feel like at this point, I know Elijah Holyfield's still on the roster. I just don't see the spot for him anymore. So I would probably, if I had to bet my money on anybody, I would go with Boston Scott, just because I feel like he has that experience. So, and we have a very young running back core. So I feel like he has that experience. He has that chemistry with our team. So maybe that helps him win that job. But I wouldn't be surprised if we went with like 4 or 5 running backs this year, to be honest, because I think Kenneth Gainwell's going to definitely steal the spot somewhere, somehow, even if it's like, special teams or something. I really think Miles is going to pop off because we got Brandon Brooks back with Hurts. We're probably going to do a ton of read options. That's true too. That's the thing. If our offensive line stays healthy, and call me crazy, call me a homer, tell me I'm being biased. It's all good. We should have a top 5 offensive line. We really should. If we can stay healthy, we should have a top 5 offensive line. The weakest part of our offensive line right now, and I don't even want to say it's weak, because I think whether it's Jordan Mailata, whether it's Andre Dillard, we're pretty strong at left tackle, but it's probably our left side right now, right? That's a problem. You want to be we don't have Jason Peters anymore, but I feel very confident in what Jordan Mailata can do. We'll see who plays that left guard position because, Isaac Seumalo was very solid. So I think we can be a top 5 offensive line if we stay healthy and we have the same, 5 guys starting for 13, 14 games plus. I think the coaching staff is going to make several players look good. Coaching matters very much. Very much. We've said this time and time again. Coaching and scheme is not all that matters in the NFL. Obviously, talent is very important, but when you have a good scheme, when you have a good coach, somebody that can put you in good positions, that's hard for any defense to stop. It doesn't matter how fast or how hard you hit. Our running back room is sick, bro, and Shane Steichen, we're gonna run the ball a lot. I'm pumped. Yeah, I'm excited to see. I think that's something that we're all missing out on. We all missed it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when we had good defense and we just ran the ball. You know what I'm saying? It was a slower paced team and it was a different time, but it was fun to watch, and I would love to get back to that. Just chilling. That's what's up. What's good, Eagles Uncensored? Yo, Castro, what's good, my guy? I'm chilling, man. I like our O-line this year. I do too, if we stay healthy. And same thing with our defensive line. I think if our defensive line can stay healthy, man, sky's the limit for a lot of these positional units, man. Undrafted for sure. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you got to have that hunger. A Colts fan here. A Colts fan, but not here to be on y'all about Wentz. I just want to chill and talk football. You're more than welcome. Welcome to the family. Fulgham also had an injury. He had surgery beginning of the offseason, so I don't know what the story was with him because Alshon coming back screwed him. Yeah, I agree 100%. I think it's going to be interesting. I think that he has a spot on this roster because they're enamored with that size. They want somebody with size, which makes sense. Don't get me wrong. It makes sense, but so he might make it just off that. I'd rather him than J-Jog, to be honest, at this point. I think we should trade Barnett now. Depends on what we get for him. But that $10 million, I think if we trade Barnett, it's more for the player that we would get back because that's $10 million that you're losing. So it's like, and it's a clean cut. That cap space, $10 million, like that's like saving $10 million just in case. So we'll see. I mean, June is right around the corner, y'all. June is right around the corner, so we might hear some crazy cuts pretty soon. Miles Sanders will be able to contribute with the running back formation until they can have some more energy and more experience with the offensive line. Yeah, I think that Miles Sanders will be that number 1 guy. He should be. He deserves it, in my opinion. We've talked a lot about how, Jalen Hurts deserves to, his shot, and this guy deserves his shot. Miles Sanders deserves to be that workhorse, or whatever you want to call it. I know there's like the bell cow. Is that what it is? But he deserves that shot, man. He's been balling, in my opinion, with limited touches and terrible schemes. I'm starting to believe the work ethic narrative on Fulgham. We haven't heard of him being at any of these Hurts workouts, and his IG is all Miami life. Yeah, so hey, he might not really care. Maybe he just, some people, and I've said this even about the Eagles, like some people get to a certain spot, and this is what I kind of feel like we did with the Super Bowl. Some people get to a certain spot and they're just like, all right, we're here. We've made where we need to go. We made it. We're good. We don't need to improve. And that's not how it works, man. Once the work just starts when you get to the NFL. That's when the real work starts. So, hey, man, hopefully he gets it together. JT about to drop 50 on y'all. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. He's still probably going to lose. He could do all that. I think you guys have really good receivers. I mean, that feels good to hear. I'm glad, I hope we do. I definitely hope we do. I hope they get it right. I think they have talent. I hope y'all not comparing Alshon Jeffrey to Julio Jones. Don't do that. I'm not comparing Julio. It's situational. Okay, we're talking situational. Don't come in here on that. He said Stephen Diggs. Stephen Diggs would be nice to have too. We could have gotten D Hop for a second round pick last year. Big facts, bro. Tell me about it. I like Miles Sanders a lot. I would just want to see him put it all together. He's whether it's lack of touches in the run game, whether it's lack of touches in the receiving game last year, it was both. It was a lot of poor decisions situationally, like just bad timing with runs. Sometimes they just seem to force it when it didn't work. Like the screen game was like almost just it disappeared last year. It was non-existent last year towards the end of the year, especially. So it's I don't know. As much as I do say that there's things that Miles Sanders needed to improve upon, I feel like from game to game you saw an improvement from Miles Sanders. So I think at this point it's kind of on the coaching staff that they're just not giving him the chances. Yeah. Oh wow. What? I can't forget his name. Derek Stingley. Yeah, Stingley's a dog, bro. Stingley's a dog. Yeah, Derek Stingley Jr. My prediction for Miles 150 touches for 11. Damn, that would be a crazy 150 touches. That would be like, I don't even know what that. I'm not good with math like that. That would be a crazy average though. He needs to get at least like 250. He needs to get like 250 carries. I need like, or at least 200. At least 200 carries. I think that Greg Ward, the Eagles have is underrated. He's he's solid. I think we know what he is. That's the thing with him. I think he is what he is. He's not like a superstar wide receiver. He's definitely not trash, but I think he's like a 3. I think he's like your third guy, maybe your fourth guy, So I mean, it is what it is, and he's not getting any younger. So it kind of feels like he reached his ceiling, kind of. But I love the dude. I do think he's great. I think you will see Ward get cut. I'm calling it now. I've said that. I just don't know what his role will be on this team. No, nobody about to say that. Sanders, Johnson, Kenny G for me, and Boston. If there's a fourth, we'll see. I think that it's good that we have a lot of competition there. I think PFF hates the Eagles. They have Sanders ranked 19th, Hurts 31, and Pitts ahead of Goddard. What are your thoughts on that? I think PFF is, I don't know what PFF is smoking or drinking because lately they've just been saying some crazy stuff. Like, I don't know if I would put Goddard at number 5. Like, I didn't look at the list. I just keep hearing that Goddard's at 5. But to put Pitts at like number 3 makes absolutely no sense. I did a whole video about Jalen Hurts. That was just disrespectful. It was a slap in the face. I definitely didn't like that. And then with Sanders, yeah, I don't know, man. I think they know that the Eagles fan base will react to it, so I think that's why they do it at this point. To be honest, because you can't, in good conscience, I can't think of 18 guys that are better than Miles Sanders. I just can't. Yeah, PFF. I don't know. PFF is on some other stuff. The only person holding Miles back from 1K yards is Howie Roseman. Pretty sure his contract is up soon. Howie is known for that. I think he has this year and then he has one more year. I could be wrong about that. But yeah, either way, it is coming up. So we're gonna have to figure it out. And I mean, that's why you gotta, it sucks, but you gotta work him. You gotta make sure he can handle it. Because you know what you saw what they did with Zeke Elliott. They like ran him to the ground, then paid him. Yo, this is Miles Pro Bowl season. Book it. This is gonna be Miles Pro Bowl season. He's gonna be all pro. I'm thinking he's really gonna ball out. If he gets the chance, if he gets the touches, he's gonna go all out. Remember when I said on your show, what you think if Peterson gets fired, would y'all win another Super Bowl? And you and Brandon said it wouldn't happen. So my question would be, with the draft over, do you think they make the playoffs? I think that we have a good chance. I mean, our division isn't good, so like we might make it just because we win our division. Like I don't know. I don't know. I have just as much faith in the Eagles that like if I was to put money on any team in the NFC East, my odds would be so close on every team. So like I do feel we have a chance. Do I think we will make the playoffs? I'm going to say no. I'm going to go on the side of a little bit of a pessimist, and I'm going to say no. I think that we still got a little bit of work to do. So I'll say no right now, but I hope that we do. I hope that I'm wrong. Didn't Miles make the Pro Bowl last year? I think he did. But either way, he's going to make it again. He's going to be an all-pro. I think this is going to be the year for him. I really do, and I hope it is because he deserves it. What's good, Arizona Cardinals fan? What's good, Birdman? Everybody go check out my guy, Birdman, man. He's been killing it. He's been having some dope interviews, man. It's a lot of fun to watch. I've definitely been tuned in, but shout out to my guy. Yeah, Big Ben. I don't know what PFF is on, because it's my thing. My thing with PFF is like, are you talking about potential or are you talking about body of work? Because a lot of this stuff doesn't make sense then. You know what I'm saying? If you're going off what they're potentially going to do next year, then I can see you being like, some of these guys are going to be disgusting, right? But like, if you're going off body of work, then why are you putting some of these rookies ahead of guys that have, no body of work? It makes no sense. But hey, it's PFF. I think Jalen Hurts is going to prove everyone wrong this year and be at least a top 15 quarterback. I would love to see it. I think he has the potential. I think he has all the potential in the world, man. I just don't want to get too hype off of words. You know what I'm saying? That's my whole thing. We could not have gotten D-Hop for a second. They also wanted Miles. Yeah, that would have been a little bit. I mean, but they took old man. They took what's home old ass. Damn, I forgot his name already, bro. What was the running back they took? I forget. Hoke smashed that like button. You already know. Stingley got mossed by Devontae Smith. Well, you got to bring him on the squad then, That's his kryptonite, Greg Ward is similar to Willie Snead, in my opinion. Willie Snead got a little bit of speed, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Greg Ward really doesn't have speed. Like, Greg Ward's quick. He gets open a lot, but he doesn't really have, like, breakout speed. He's not going to get over the top like that. All-time favorite DMX song? Stop Being Greedy. I say stop being greedy. Jalen Hurts will have a lot of learning to do to become a good cornerback. Football player, conversity. I hope he's great. At least 200 carries from Miles Sanders this year. He's arguably our best weapon on offense, but we refuse to give him the ball. I hope that changes with this new philosophy. That's the thing, man. If he gets, I'm telling you, bro, I don't care. Book it. If he gets like 225 carries, that man he's going to be a Pro Bowl starter. That man is going to be in talks. Like, he's going to be an all-pro running back. I'm telling you, bro, like, if he gets the opportunity, that man can ball out. He's shown us. We've obviously have things that he needs to work on. He needs to hold on to the ball a little bit more. But even little stuff, like, I don't want to say little stuff. Everything's big when you're a running back. But even down to his vision. You know, the first couple games that we saw him, we were like, he needs to work on this. We saw him work on it throughout the games. Like I see a steady development of Miles Sanders, and I don't think it's necessary. I mean, he said it too. You know, losing somebody like Deuce Staley is going to be huge. You know, Deuce Staley is a amazing running back coach, but that man's putting the work in. So you've seen that he's doing his thing. So I'm excited for Miles Sanders, man. Don't know Hurts like G Ward. That might help him if if they have that connection, then definitely will help him. PFF is definitely trash. PFF is definitely trash. Julio Jones to Patriots would be interesting. You know, it just doesn't make sense. If you say you want to win, I'm not trying to hate on the Patriots, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe they got it together. I don't know. 18 running backs better than Miles Sanders. That's what I'm saying. I don't see it. Media has been trolling Eagles fans all. They definitely have. They definitely have. And maybe I'm a little bit of the problem. Part of the problem. I apologize. Because I read into them a little bit too much, especially early on in the offseason, man. I was reading into everything. I believe PFF is salty because a few years ago they had us as the best wide receiver core, and we see how that worked out that season. Yeah, big facts, man. People laugh at Hurts until he beats them senseless. Exactly. People sleeping on the Eagles, man. I think a fair assessment for Sanders is about all-purpose 17 to 1900 all-purpose yards. There's only one football, and we have a lot of potential players. It's all about the look of the defense each week. Yeah, you got to do what makes your team the best. And I think especially in the playoffs, especially if we make the playoffs, that's when you got to use your running game to its full potential, man. I would not be mad. I would not be mad if we held Jalen Hurts under 25, 26, 27 at the most, throwing its passing attempts a game. I would not be mad at that. I would not be mad at that. That puts you in a situation to be efficient. That's what we got to get away from those. Gone are those days that we're going to be throwing the ball 60 times a game. I don't want to see that no more, especially when you have the players, man. No time for hope. Time is now. Big facts. This is the time to prove it. I think this is a prove it season for everybody. David Johnson. That's who it is. That's who it was. Shout out to Pat's Nation. What's going on, bro? Yeah, we getting close there. I think I'm at like 1,800, man. So close, man. I can't wait. Definitely can't wait. And we're getting close to our 1 year. Getting close to our 1 year anniversary. It's like in a month and a half or something like that. So if we could hit 2K before a month of that, before a year, I'll be hyped. But yeah, it has been a minute. How you been? They took David Johnson in a second. David Johnson was kind of a risk at the time, but I mean, I guess he's not trash. He's not trash. Do you think the Pats get Julio? I've been hearing that he wants to play with Cam Newton, but he said that he wants to win, and I'm not trying to hate. I really ain't trying to hate, but like, why go there? And he doesn't have any say. That's something that I think a lot of people got to remember too. He has zero. I mean, not zero, but he doesn't have much, if any, say in where he goes. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be a trade, right? It's going to be up to the team, whoever gives them the best capital. I think a dark horse team, like if I was to put money on it, I would say Tennessee, because he's out there working out with Derrick Henry and stuff. That's why he was in Dallas. So, I mean, and Derrick Henry put up on, I know it's just social media, but Derrick Henry was like, hey, let's do it. Let's get it going. So maybe Tennessee. I think that would be fun to watch. For me, when I look at Hurts, it's a difference between junior and senior year. He has good coaching. He can be elite at OU. Dude was a Terminator. Big facts, bro. Big facts. And if you look at their offense, it was designed to put him in the best positions possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't out there trying to do too much. It wasn't all on him. How long would you give Hurts to get it together before he drafted or sign a quarterback? This year? But I mean, it is what it is. I'm saying that as like, I hope that if he's good, I think that you can't base what he's going to be off of the team record. So like, even if we don't make the playoffs, I think you can individually look at him and say, is he somebody that we can work around? And you move on from there. But I feel like if he doesn't play well, or if he's just kind of middle of the road, We have the assets, which is a rare thing in the NFL. We have the assets to go ahead and get a quarterback. So I think that that would be our priority. That would be our priority. What's good, big slice? Big slice. Hurts beating the Cowboys on Monday night means Hurts ain't playing no games. I need to see it. I need to see it. I need to see that first game. I'm hyped, man. I'm so hyped. PFF might as well put Tim Tebow in top 5 quarterbacks. I wonder where they put him for tight ends. Is he gonna start? That'll be interesting. What your favorite Philadelphia Eagle player of all time? I'm gonna go the easy one. Just say Brian Dawkins. I think that's the easy one. And he ain't even gonna play QB. Facts, big facts. They just I don't know. They like those racy titles, right? I thought Ertz had really had a nice stretch last season. When I didn't see it, I felt like I don't know. Like he got hurt, but even before that, I felt like there was times I just was questioning his effort, and I never thought I would do that about Zach Ertz. Like I really felt like there was times he just didn't care. Oh, not Ertz, Hurts. Yeah, no, Hurts did well. He was like in and out, in and out. He was kind of in and out. Like Hurts had really good halves, and he had really bad. He had really bad halves. So I don't know. It was really hard to see what he was last year, but he showed some stuff. I say June 1st, we cut Ertz and sign Steve Nelson when the money comes off the books. That's a possibility. I know we saved like $8 million off Ertz, but I don't want to give $8 million to Steve Nelson. I'm hoping he takes something smaller because, it's been a while. So I don't know if he's really just, waiting or he's lying and saying, because he's been saying he got mad people offering him stuff, but he's kind of the only one saying that. So you said the Browns can be a dark horse team as well, in my opinion. The Browns have a squad, especially on defense. Julio does have some say because whoever trades for him will have to want to redo his contract, and he's not willing to renegotiate why I'd trade for him. I mean, that's a possibility, but I don't think that's going to turn off too many teams, depending on who it is. I think that most GMs would feel like, let me just get him on my team and we'll go from there. Realistically, I don't think that they would, and you can't really talk to him too much. Would you go after Jones? Probably not. Probably not. Depending on what it took. If it was cheap, I've said this before. If it's something that's cheap and easy to do, then maybe, like if it's like Derek Barnett and a 5th round pick and it works out money wise and it's not really, you kind of just end up even, then okay, I'm cool with it, and you really think that he can help us, okay, but I'm not going all out for Julio Jones. I want Grimes to get some number 2s, get the number 2 wide receiver spot. I think him and Smith would be top 10 wide receiver duo in the league. I just have a feeling about Grimes. I like Grimes. I definitely like Grimes. He's a big body guy. My top 8 running backs next year: Henry, McCaffrey, Cook, Kamara, Chubb, Saquon, Aaron, and Miles Sanders. I can see it. I really do feel like Miles Sanders is going to go crazy. Jerome Brown, rest in peace. That man was a legend. Definitely was a legend. I'm not sure. I honestly think the Jags brought Tebow just to sell more tickets. 33 years old and hasn't played. And he's already got the number 1 selling jersey, apparently. It's just hard to judge Hurts based off his 4-game stretch. Dude was thrown into a mess and at least had a competitive. And that's a fact. That's all you can really ask. And he made some definite, mistakes. Don't get me wrong. He missed some reads, but I don't feel like he lost us any of those games. Like, I don't feel like, he was just so bad other than the Cowboys game, but everybody was bad in the Cowboys game. That was just a bad game. But, I don't think he was like so terrible in any of those games that it doesn't, I've said this before. He did not show me anything that makes me think he's like a total bust. So we'll see this year. Yeah, I know D-Hop said he would restructure his contract for Julio Jones. That would be scary. Kyler Murray got that swag, man. Kyler Murray, everybody wants to play with Kyler Murray. That countdown begins in 8 days. I think we should cut Ertz and Barnett. We will save at least $18 million or to sign or get players. Yeah, it would be interesting. Maybe we can, maybe we can do that. I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe we're waiting on Ertz because I don't know if the trade, if it's a different, you save a different amount of money. You know what I'm saying? If you trade him, whereas if you cut him after the June 1st, I don't know if it's the same. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't think anybody does. I don't even think they do. So many people have the Colts, but I promise that the Colts are not going to trade for Julio. I don't know what they would want to give up. They possibly don't have a first round next year. They possibly don't have a second, so they can't really give that up unless they just say, all right, Eagles, it's a definite first now. Now, you know what I'm saying? It's definite first, and we're giving them a second. But I don't know what they would give up. It would be interesting. Daniel Jones is trash. Daniel Jones is trash. I don't understand how people are so hype off him. Well, I lost my place. I seen Colts would trade their first for Julio, but how would that work for us if Wentz meets the criteria for us to get there first? That's what I'm saying. That doesn't make sense. So maybe it's like a next year first or something like that. I don't know, because that wouldn't make sense to me. But I know we got a possible first, so they ain't taking that from us just so they can get. You know what I'm saying? We don't want Wentz back. You already took him. OU is definitely QBU with Lincoln Riley. He's definitely developed some really good guys. What's good, big play Slay? I didn't even see you there. My bad. After June 1st, we save $8 million. Yeah, I know that's for the cut, but I don't know if it's a trade too. Yeah, the cut. I mean, so would we just get a first off rip? That's the thing. I would want to know that. That's my biggest thing. Everyone wants to play with my boy. If he comes to Arizona, we would have a top 3 wide easily. At least on paper, shoot. At least on paper. We have big contracts coming up, and our GM won't think he is worth the first, to be honest. That's kind of where I'm at. We don't necessarily have big contracts coming up. It's just, I feel like Julio Jones is a win now type guy. Like if you get Julio Jones, it's because you want to win now. You want to get, the W under your belt. Like you think this is a year that you can win it all. My bad, my bad. Spencer Rattler is next up, probably a top 10 pick. Yeah, I've seen him. I've seen the kid from UNC. I think it is Sam Howell. Maybe that's his name. I can't remember. But I've seen a couple different guys. Isn't Tua's little brother coming out next year too? I hope that we're not looking at no quarterbacks. I hope that we got our guy. He said you see Julio Jones roast the Cowboys. Yeah, that was awesome. I don't know if it was a roast, but it was awesome. Whatever it was awesome. But either way, man, I think I'm about to get out of here. I appreciate everybody that came through, kicked it with your boy for that lunchtime live vibe. You know how we get down. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. We got some really good collaborations coming up, so definitely be ready for that. I'm excited. We got some interviews planned. I'm gonna probably take a little bit of a break on interviews. Like we're probably gonna take like this week off of interviews and try and get back to collabing with content creators and get back to my Eagles family because I feel like I've gotten a little bit away from that. But I do appreciate everybody that came through, kicked it. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We about to hit 2K. You know what I'm saying? We about to hit 2K. So let's get it. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, y'all know what it is, man. It is Fly Eagles Fly. And we are out here. Peace.